Need to have all of our roots planted as we step into this with all of our energy and our endurance, because there's going to be some new there's going to be new paths based on the numerology of 2026, which is 10, which falls back to 1, but 10 on the tarot is the Wheel of Fortune. And so it is a click turn point where we are definitely coming into more individuality, change, direction, and singularity on that direction. Hello. This is Eve with Rose Apple Sage. This is the 2026 forecast using my intuition, but primarily the tools that I'll be using today are oracle cards of shamanic medicine and the Aquarius deck for a tarot reading. This will be a general overview. I like to talk a lot about the Chinese New Year, but this year I'm not going to be focusing so much on the energies of the year of the horse. I'm going to be more focusing on the energies and the main message that Spirit has for those who are going to watch this. And I've noticed that I seem to get a lot of value out of this reading, and I watch it or listen to it sometimes when I'm needing to check in and see what's happening, because last year, 2025, was a lot of change, a lot of departuring of old ways. And I have a recording if you want to recap 2025. We did talk a lot about the year of the wooden snake, which is a lot about shedding your old skin. But the primary message of 2025 was that we were coming to this end, this cap, this point of expansion, that we needed to release something pretty dramatically, that there was a lot of there was obstacles in the way of us living the life that we love and living in our highest best good. And whatever those were that we're leaving seemed to be structural relationships or old patterns. So for me, I had released finally an old story that I've been living for my whole life. And I decided that I'd had enough, and I was ready to shatter that old belief system. And I've been rebuilding a new one. So that happened toward the end of the year. There was also a lot about not being alone. So this last year was a lot about collaboration, new love, and finding the people that are here to support you, and maybe releasing those who were holding you back. So as I start this reading for 2026, know that it is discerning information, and that I will be asking for guidance from my spirit guides, but also follow your heart and listen to what resonates. And if it doesn't resonate, that's okay. And maybe it will later. Maybe something that I'm saying doesn't make sense now, but you can check back in later and find out. So I appreciate the time that you have with me, and I will make this quick. I usually let the cards fly out as a focus instead of doing a line. So we're just gonna go with the flow. I don't want to have too much control over this. So I'll be asking as I go what's needed, what's not needed. I hope that you guys had a successful escape of whatever we were getting out of energetically, physically or mentally. and knowing that we are still coming out of that phase. If we were to base this off the Chinese New Year, that doesn't happen till I believe the early February. So sometimes this last um, lingering energy is still working its way out. Okay, so I'm going to ask for a focus card um, through an oracle deck, just for spirit. That's going to be helping us understand the year 2026 and what the root is. What is the base note that we need to be aware of and be mindful of when we go into the tarot, which is more about the journey, the individual's journey. So on a spiritual level, for all of Gaia, Mother Earth, um, and from Great Spirit, what it is that we need to be aware of. Oh. Endurance, the four-legged. That's beautiful. It is the year of the horse, and endurance is suiting for this year. If I were to talk about a little bit about the energy of horse in the runic translation of it, it's steed. It means it's Awaz. It's a partnership with the rider. So it's a point not just of the horse, but as a human, it's how are we working with horse? How are we being able to connect ourselves and anchor in to be with an enormous, powerful being that is going to be the four-legged on the earth, that's going to be taking us to this next level, that's going to be giving us that strength and that speed and that endurance that we need to get through this year. So with the horse and endurance for the four-legged, I think there's a lot more to do with trusting our allies, trusting this, the power and the intuition of the four-legged. Something that's really important for that message is that their feet are on the ground, their hooves are on the ground, they are rooted, they're grounded, they are connected. And a lot of us are going to need to stay grounded and connected. And we're going to need to have all of our roots planted as we step into this with all of our energy and our endurance, because there is going to be some new there's going to be new paths based on the numerology of 2026, which is 10, which falls back to 1. But 10 on the tarot is the Wheel of Fortune. And so it is a click turn point where we are definitely coming into more individuality, change, direction, and singularity on that direction. So endurance makes sense for us having to move forward. I'm going to see if there's anything else on that. Okay, so we're gonna ask for cards that are going to represent the year of 2026. So it's going to be for everyone watching, the collective of the human race, but also how we're connected to spirit, Mother Earth, and the highest best good of everyone involved. I keep getting this feeling like we're needing to really gather together this year and support each other in these changes. Some of us might be falling out of foundations. Some of us might be starting new foundations, and there's a path that comes with asking for help from those who are wiser, asking for help from those who've experienced similar walks with us. And yeah, it just feels like it feels kind of a little bit in we're going to be pulling from each other in order to make all this work, in order for us to reach our goals. So I'm going to ask for the focus card For 2026 is going to help us to understand what is the focus. What do we need to know about 2026 that will help us to reach our highest best good and the highest best good of everyone involved? Oh, we've got Ace of Swords and the two roses splitting in the center. The Ace of Swords is about mental clarity. It's again that oneness and that decision making that we have. The roses are beauty, and they're supporting that mental decision. So in all of that, there's still a source of beauty. There's still a source of lightness, and love that is still in that mental plane. It doesn't feel rigid or hard. It actually has a nice um, softness. Like this decision is going to be feeling good. Like whatever this is, it's going to feel like we're walking into something that's it's going to be good. Is there anything else you want to see? Yeah, the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is an interesting card. This is that remembrance. I believe it's luxury in the Thoth deck, and it's about feeling like you have everything, but it's not enough. And that you just are still wallowing. Like I feel like I have everything, but I still feel empty. I still feel like there's not enough and I want more. And this is one of my favorite cards simply because it's the hand of God offering you that emotional clarity, that little extra lift that you needed to get through that feeling of I'm not enough or this isn't enough or whatever it is that you thought you were going to be experiencing isn't meeting your expectations or it isn't as exciting. But there's this higher mind, this higher level, this God's view that's saying that you need to look up because I have that extra piece that's missing from you that you need to look up and you need to receive on a higher level. You need to receive this emotional clarity, but it needs to be coming in from your higher self, from your God, the God source. And that one I was asking about what we're letting go of. Um, and that one is it's more like the 2025, that feeling of I thought, things were good and I think I know what I'm doing, but if it's that uncertainty where luxury comes with wanting more, and it's okay to want more, but making sure that you're getting that final cap of satisfaction or doing what you're doing based on that realization that, yeah, on Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups, it's playing off of that same feeling of I have to let go of those emotions. I have to release that three that I thought was my answer, was still not feeding me enough. And it's that releasing where it looks almost like blood. It hurts, but there's still two cups now that are upright and that are going to be sensing you into hope. Five is a card of change, um, like the human hand. It's a point of transitioning into something new. So that's, I think, just reaffirming that the four and the five. Good thing it's not 6, 7, but it's four and the five of it kind of feels like we're stumbling, like if this is 2025 and it's still really messy and we're wallowing a little bit and we're spilling our cups that we were unhappy about. And but there's still those two that are there. There's still the Two of Cups is love. The Two of Cups is partnership. And there's still that anchoring of that while you're letting go of what's not serving you emotionally or is heavy and it's hard to look at, that there is still that love. There is still that that anchor there to hold on to while you go through this change of emotional release for 2025. I want to go back into 2026 and see if there's anything about let's just talk about love relationships, people, but primarily yeah, relationships. I want to say love, um, romance. I think a lot of us, if we're ending relationships or getting into new relationships, not so much work, but 2026, what is it that we all need to be focusing on seeing clearly that is going to help us to get through this a little bit better? Hmm. Okay, we've got temperance in the Thoth tarot. That is kind of an alchemical display of mixing two polarities and the forces of your ability to alchemize and to create this world that you desire to take. And this is about love. Coming back into that three spill, we had another three cups that were spilt in blood. So there's pain of letting go of something of a trinity, of three people, three thoughts. Um, if this is about love, then there's kind of like a so I don't know if these are three past roles of lovers or relationships or um, old ideals. So three holds action too. So I'm not quite sure what that. I feel like you're going to know what that's about. But the other one is another four. This is four of rods, and that's a homecoming. This is about love. So that's pretty optimistic. And if we're asking to be creating what we desire and we're alchemizing it, we're asking him to release this relationship pattern of whatever this was of these three and to step into something new and beautiful and adorned and decorated with a new home, a new arrival, a new relationship. The four rods is represented also as a cycle that keeps on and keeps in motion. So it's actually kind of like the lesson is still being learned, and it's rods are creativity. So this is still about like, hey, this is I'm still learning as I go. So um, yeah, definitely feels like this is an intentional act, and it is still that spilling of the old, but it's definitely a desire to be the creator of this new way that you want to live, where you have to let go of what was and these old relationships that don't serve you anymore, so that you could step into this new four pillar and this new home and this new beauty that's clean and welcoming. So that's for love. Huh. And reminding you that this is still in the primary focus card, with that clarity, still having beauty. You know, it's like sometimes our mental decisions can be sharp and can be sometimes just it doesn't feel good. It's just like these are decisions I have to make, and they're, sometimes erupt. But there are still that softness of the roses and the pink sky that's saying it's okay. Like it still has this cadence of, and there's a pink sky in here. Like even though we're letting go, and even though it's hard, it still has this softness about it. It still has this like genuine, like sweet, loving way about it. Like there's nothing that's harsh. Like it's going to be the decisions that are going to be made, but they're not done with in coarse or rude or masculine. They're very feminine. It's a very sweet way of changing and letting go of that. I want to look at career path on Earth. Our structures. Well, two of rods and the eight of swords. So the two of rods is about sovereignty. There's that rose again. There's that pink again. And if this is coming from that new castle built, sovereignty and delivering that individual quest is what the two of rods is about. Um, but again, there's that softness and that pink and that love that I'm doing this and I'm marching forward, but I'm still soft. I'm still love. This is a loose tie of the eight of swords, which is mental, but it's a grounded and there's that pink sky again, and she's wearing pink. It's self-love. It's the ability to just put it to rest and really go within. When we journey, when we meditate, when we go into these introspective places, putting your swords in that stone and that rock and just taking a time out. This is career. So if this has something to do with really seeing it for what it is internally, like, does this feel like my thoughts are serving me? Am I spending too much time in this inner dialogue with self and feeling trapped and feeling like I don't want to see it? And it seems to be more of a mental thing. Like maybe you need to open your eyes, take off the binding and walk and march with your sovereignty and come up with that creative idea. Know that you're safe with love and softness to do that. But there seems to be that feeling that it's I can't speak, or it's too tough, or I don't want to look at it, or I feel bound to this career. I feel bound to this home. I feel bound to this structure or this way that I've been doing things. But it's like, take off that blindfold and see it for what it is. Take off those bounds that you put yourself in, and soften into still being able to be sweet about it and love yourself through it. And take that notion of independent stance and availability to walk your way, even if it doesn't feel like you have the right to speak your truth fully. Um, yeah, there's something about this pink, this the feminine. So I don't know exactly yet. Rose is the frequency of love. Um, and and this could be coming into spring. So there might be something happening more in spring that's going to launch us out of something. Well, we're still working on letting go earlier in the year with 2025 and this Three of Swords. We're going to be coming into some type of action that's soft and self-love. If anything, it's very like, it's okay. It's gonna be all right. And I don't know if that maybe that's just the energy of this year is it's soft and it's beautiful and everything that we're doing feels okay. It doesn't feel harsh or rude. It feels like it has a nice beauty and love. Pink. I mean, it's wonderful. Yeah. Um, Justice and the Six of Pentacles. This is legal, contracts, decisions, and balancing and weighing out your finances. So both of these together just fell out as we're talking about on Earth, on our work. So if there's something that's coming into shift um, with us having this abundance and feeling like it's okay, there's backup or there's support or it's going to be all right. There's definitely something about you needing to choose where your money's going in a way that's just and balanced. But also that there might be some type of tugging legally with others or decision making happening in a legal court or something to do with legal. And this is definitely about balancing inequality with your finances and weighing out your gold and weighing your wealth. Six of Pentacles, I believe, is wealth. Hmm. Yeah, love and work. It seems to always be pretty heavy. Um, hmm. See what else is coming forward. Yeah. Yeah. There's decisions that are being made. There's through that last batch, you're getting the Hierophant, which is five change, but he's also the decision maker, holding the key and making that firm affirmation of that change. And then the Five of Swords, again, we're laying down and it's five and five. So that's interesting. Um, where this is the primary energy of this, which is saying I'm in a position of parental authority and work authority, and I will make my decisions. And I have to maybe battle these two individuals or these old ways of being that need to be set to rest. If we're coming into that, and there's that pink sky again. And it's like, this is not easy. These are hard decisions. These are thoughts that I've made that I'm clear about. And it's because I sit in this stance of authority through the change of starting something new, starting with that key and that discernment. And the two people that need to go into the distance, it's a mental agreement. Hey, you know what? That's fine. Let's put down our swords and you win or the fight's over. And so there's a little bit of that, um, those decisions that are being made with the finances. But also when that fell, these fell too. So that's the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. And she's walking in her strength. The Queen of Pentacles has the ability to create new landscapes. She has the ability to see the wealth and the fortune in the desert where she's going to be planting new growth. And the Knight of Pentacles has that ability to work hard and move forward and be strong and warrior-like. So this decision to release whatever that was and that thought and putting down and having peace and making that decision with that authority of the home is going to be lending to this outcome of financial confidence and partnership with the masculine and the feminine together. So it could be a relationship that comes into play with that strength with each other, creating those strong foundations. Okay, I'm going to ask for I've got three stacks of four, so 4, 8, 12. I'll take a picture of this and post it also so you can see them all together. But 12 is time, and the cards that fell were in that timeline of the 12 months. So there might be a place here I'm getting where this might be the 12 months overview. I haven't done that yet. I actually do that more in a circle clock. So I'll compare this with the circle clock reading. I'll do that on my own. That's usually my own little journey. But I can tell you guys how to do that if you want. It's something that's been helping me a lot is I do a tarot reading where you put your primary, you ask for your focus card, and you put that in the center. And then you sense and you let fall the January and in full energy and an attunement to that month. And then you do that to each month and you do it like a clock. And you set each month like this, and then you take a picture of it, and then you can follow it each month. You can kind of check in and you're like, oh yeah, this is kind of being a dramatic, but it looks like we're coming into this next month. And I swear I've been doing it for the last 2, 3 years and it's been on point. Um, and wonderful. It's wonderful to just have that as a reference as like your favorite in your phone. You could just glance when you're like, what the hell's going on? And it just sends it kind of sends out a preview of what's coming. Okay, so let's get our final card of what will surely be for the year of 2026 and what all this is amounting to. That's good. We got the Ace of Pentacles. So what will surely be next to the Ace of Swords is they're both one, and this mental decision making, this peace and love and done with respect is going to be amounting to a strong foundation. And this is also mentioned as being guided and supported by your angels, by the higher power. So it has this beautiful support on earth with the star of Pentacles. So there's those two flowers again. I didn't even see that. So surrounded by beauty and love. And then we have the Knight of Swords, which is more again of that warrior and that ability to be strong in your mental clarity. And then the Strength, which is 8. And Strength, I like this one with the dog, with the companion, the 4-legged, which comes back full circle to this, the Year of the Horse and the Strength. And they kind of have a similar vibe with that red. He is strong. He's happy. He's independent. He's mature. And he's sturdy, and he trusts the 4-legged. He trusts the foundation. So that's fun for the what will surely be. It definitely has this, like there's going to be a strength coming from this ability to manage your mental, these decisions that you're having to make are going to be coming into to wealth. So that's positive. And you're going to feel at the end of all of this with strength and confidence and clarity. So that's really good. And 8 is abundance also. Yeah, it usually Knight's a person. Okay, so that is it. I'm going to see if there's anything else that needs to be announced. I don't think so. I feel like we covered it a lot when we are ready to step into a new year. And it looks like we're just going to have to continue doing these decisions with love and doing these decisions with that softening and that tenderness. And when we do this with tenderness and confidence, and again, coming around full circle to the beginning where it's like, you're going to need to be respecting the neighbor next to you and honoring that we're all on this journey together. And so just being a little bit soft, knowing like, hey, this is probably going to be hard for you, or we're all going through change together. And there's no need to be combative. There's no need to be angry. This is a very, it looks like a soft time of decision-making, inner authority, sovereignty, and the ability to create wealth by letting go of thoughts and things that don't serve you anymore, which is what we're coming out of for 2025. That lingers a little bit in the beginning, but starts to veer off And through it all, just remember that it's a constant dance with the balance of our ability to regulate ourselves on a soul level, on a mental level, and on a heart level. And to just remember to anchor in and ground and stay true to yourself, your dreams, and your desires. And that this is going to be a great year of progress and I heard like laying down the law. Like it's time to get it all wrapped up because wealth is on the horizon and strength and independence is a theme. So, blessings to you on the year 2026. And I will possibly be dropping by to say hello once in a while, but maybe not because I might be busy making decisions and playing with roses. So, thank you. Blessings to all my relations. Thank you so much.